genuinely, chat, genuinely, I kind of forgot I had a second channel. I'll be so for real with you. I kind of forgot, and I'm like, I should probably just unlist one of the VODs I have on there. So I was just like, the Undertale one. Sure, the Undertale one. Fuck it. Undertale goes up, right? If you guys haven't seen it, it was made by a gentleman named Who Is This Git? But yeah, basically, the comments have been removed. You can see the intro of the video, the comments have been removed. And from what I know, the comments in this video had been removed for quite a while. But shortly after I uploaded that Undertale reaction video, the comments suspiciously became opened again. Almost as if a certain fella watched the video and saw me jokingly say he has to open them up. And open them up. Crazy, huh? What say we gamers take an extended Bravo 6 look at the now relisted comments? Remember, they were closed before, gamers. Moment of truth. They are, in fact, here. They are paused, though. The comments are paused. So he opened the comment section back up for observation, but we cannot leave a comment, which is fair, I suppose. Fair. So, gamers, let's have a look at some old comments, shall we? Now, if you guys didn't watch the VOD, go watch the VOD. If you guys want to know the general term, like the general phrase, like how this video went, hear this bit here. Hang on. This bit here.
I hate how we're supposed to find male nerds like Francis from Super Paper Mario disgusting, but we're supposed to find female ones like Aphis adorable.
It's even funnier the second time, guys. Who? Like, I said it on the VOD and I'll say it now. Who? Who in God's name? Who in God's name said this? Anyone? Crickets? Crickets? No one. If you guys want chicanery like that, the reaction's on the second channel. He also said the 2016 version of the word woke as well. I think that's something that's important to mention, which is the term SJW, which stands for Social Justice Warrior. It's essentially what you called the Tumblr. You guys remember Tumblr? It's what you called the kinds of people who would post on Tumblr or Twitter way back when, you know? So with that context, gamers, let's have a look, shall we? So his pinned comment immediately, gamers. I'm just gonna say, if a single use of SJW offended you, I don't really care. It wasn't made for you to begin. Bearing in mind, 1 year ago, chat. 1 year ago. This video is 8 years old. For full context, full disclosure. So you felt the need to leave this pinned comment 7 years later. Crazy work. I don't really care. This video probably wasn't. Bearing in mind, the term SJW doesn't really exist anymore. It just doesn't exist. Like, there were some people in the chat who were like, I don't know what SJW, what the fuck does that mean? So, like, no one uses this. This term is retired. I've genuinely never heard anyone use this in a long time. That was just woke. So you could have just left this pinned comment out of it. You know what I mean? This is Japanese soldier moment for sure. I don't really care. This video wasn't made with you to begin with. The word, I know the word is seen as this bit, oh my god, you can't say that slur in some circle. Who? I'm being genuine. Chat, can we get some owls? Can we get some owl? Who? Even when SJW was the term to use, it was never considered an offensive term. It's literally just woke. As in, you just kind of call people that when you're lazy and boring and a horrible critic, you know? Who? Even when I'm casting my mind back to last year, no, hoops to the, all while plenty of other words are far more demeaning are apparently a-okay. Who are you, brother? You're arguing with ghosts. Holy airball, chat. He's twice in the same sentence, chat. He's arguing with ghosts. But I think actually there's much more relevancy than ever before. No amount of people are telling me it's outdated to call someone SJW is going to convince me that the general mindset of SJW has disappeared or whatever crap they're trying to pull off with these tactics. Well, yeah, the kind of person you could probably describe as an SJW probably still exists. It's just no one uses this term anymore. So it is outdated, yes. It is an outdated term. The person still exists, just not the term anymore. Like, people are right. Besides, I didn't even say Undertale itself was SJW. It's a word I would use to describe the type of person you find on Tumblr all the time and how the game reminded me of them. Crazy. We all use woke now. Who is this guy? I'm pretty sure you use them as well because apparently you follow libs of TikTok, so you would know something about the word woke, eh? You'd know something about that, brother. Crazy. So he's obviously replying. We call them liberals, not exactly. We call them liberals. We call them lefties. We call them Hassan Piker. That's what we call them. Oh, man. Also, I like to believe most people can't stand SJW steals. They just don't want to risk angering them and having to deal with all the hassle that comes with their territory, and I don't blame them. Who are you talking about? Like, actually, who are you talking about? I'm so confused. Who is this man talking about? I can't say, chat, I've ever been like, oh, I don't want to make this video. The SJWs might come after me. I can't say that's ever happened to me. Has that ever happened to you guys? I'm being earnest when I say this. I don't know who this man is talking about. The party ended an hour ago, bro. Jesus Christ, man. There are probably some people who began to downplay. For someone who likes to type a lot, bit of a spelling error is a bit of a shame there, lad. There are probably some who began downplay how nasty SJWs can be, or have gotten so used to it and start to view it as the norm. But I've never been allowed to forget, courtesy of this video's comment section, all the abuse I've had thrown my way. You could just mute replies. Have you tried doing that? You can just... Somehow this is Daisy Circus fault. I clapped, chat. I clapped when DJ Ninja said Daisy Circuit again. Can't even make typos anymore because of woke. Real. Strange. Seriously, they attacked me for British colonialism in the distant past just because I'm English. How incredibly stupid is that? Yeah, that's why you ignore these people when they say stuff like that. That's why you can somebody teach this guy how to like interact with like comments? Can someone teach this guy? I know if I had someone in my comments, well, firstly, it'd be weird. I consider myself British, but my history isn't British. My history's in Somalia. But if somebody said I was responsible for colonialism, I'd be like, I'd probably pin them. I'd give them a pin of shame. Do you know what I mean? Or I'd just fucking delete them. Like, what are we doing here? What is happening? Oh, man. Insanity. Oh, so he replied, I absolutely hate how they keep getting angry for some reason, even if it's the most minorest of reasons. I'm all for inclusivity and diversity, but if you get mad at them, but if you get mad at nothing all the time, it gets really annoying. Yeah, that's why you ignore these people. Like, your mental health is fleeting. The internet is eternal. There are always going to be people that are going to be angry about something. Something that you posted. Do you know how, like, chat? Do you know the mindset is of Pokemon fans will know this. You know the mindset of every Pokemon is someone's favorite Pokemon? You need to translate that mindset to, like, the internet. Everyone's internet, every video is potentially someone's 9/11. You know? Every person who saw this video and was like, this is the worst thing ever made, was probably like a 12-year-old who never experienced this before. Does that make sense? Like, I see your video saying why I hate Undertale. I'm like, okay, I'll bite. Do you know what I mean? But like, if I was like 12 and I'm like the biggest fan of Undertale, I got Sans plush, Papyrus plush, you know, like crazy stuff. Like this, you know what I mean? Like that, someone saying why I hate Undertale is gonna be like, horror. Do you know what I mean? Like that's gonna be like their 9/11. In the same way for me, like if you ask you what was mine, it was probably what was it? Like the black and white discourse. Do you know what I mean? Of like the 2010s. That was me, chat. I was like, what? How old was I? I was like 15, 16? I was in the trenches, chat. I was like, how dare you? Your ice cream Pokemon? How unoriginal. The 151 were better. And I made like Italy and defected sides to the correct side, obviously, later on. But like, every discourse is someone's 9/11. That's kind of how you think about it. So if you're noticing someone's getting a bit much for it, just leave. Just delete him. Just delete him, chat. Just delete him. Just get him gone. I've had some people in my comment section do that. Like, occasionally there'll be someone whose 9/11 is me saying, I don't like Moonview Highway. And do you know what I do? I either leave the comment to just rot in my comment section. I just don't ignore it. Or I just delete them and I just move on with my day. You know? Like, you just have to. Like, you just have to. But anyway, let's continue. Anyone that disagrees with them slightly on any issue gets a far-right label. You just got like... Oh, man. But anyone that says their behavior at SJW is vastly over-exaggerated should take a peek at Reset Error. People on there embody every single literal stereotype about SJWs. Look, if I want to stay on the good side, I'd be terrified of putting a single foot wrong with them. Thankfully, I couldn't care less. Well, neither have I, but I'm also not... Thank you, Sotbury.
And I had no clue he was this rent-free about this even till a year ago. I thought he just being of his time.
I don't know, brother. Now, it's funny that you mention this. Very, very funny. Hilarious, even. Because you know what? You guys are segueing me so perfectly today. I got to thank you, chat. You're segueing me so perfectly. Because I actually, again, I took a peek at the comments beforehand, right? Now watch this. I think if I sort by newest first, I think I'll be able to see it. Yes! Thank you, Zombie, for transitioning us. Thank you. Did you know that there's a rule on... One more donor and I'll read. One more donor. I'm not spoiling the content. One more. Thank you so much, Carla. Notice how he's the one making this political. True! None of us are! But he is. But let's read the comment. Did you know there's a rule on YouTube that states you're not allowed to comment on a video after a certain amount of time has elapsed? Again, for someone who uses text-based commentary a lot, this is shocking. A shocking misspelling. It's true. I didn't know such a thing existed until this video. Oh, right. Oh, wait, that's right. No, it's completely untrue. If people are still allowed to comment on video, I see no reason why the actual creator can't without everyone kicking up such a fuss, unless you're telling me to disable the comments entirely. Now, in actuality, like in theory, you are correct. Yes, you as the creator should be able to reply to the comments whenever you want. But as if now, here's what I got to tell you who is this kid. If you're genuinely confused, I don't know if you're being like just willfully idiotic when you make a statement like this, or if you genuinely need advice. But I want to take you in earnest, right? You have been posting videos on the internet since 2000, or you joined YouTube in 2006, right? So much so that there's a rule against talking about how long you've been running a channel for. Now, if I was to quickly go on your videos, right, and sort by oldest, you've essentially been posting videos for 18 years, right? Effectively, right? So it's fair to say that, hang on, if we scroll along a little further, I would say, your first videos probably blew up around here. So, like, it's fair to say you've kind of been aware of what the comment sections have been like for at least nearly 20 years, right? So it's weird that I have to be the one to explain this to you, that generally speaking, when I see... Now, chat, you can help me. This is, as a viewer, this is my perception. You guys can either say, I don't necessarily agree, or you guys can say, yeah, I feel the same way about this too. I know when I see a creator still beefing in the comments of a video that is multiple years old, for me, I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, rent-free? In my head, that's how I think. That's just how it works. Now, if I see a creator like replying to the nice comments years later, I'm like, oh, that's quite nice. You're still like acknowledging the good comments, right? But if you're still beefing with fuckers, now, like, look, again, this was 1 year ago. Do you see what I mean? And what did you reply? Hang on. Look, why are you replying to these people? Does that make sense? To me, I'm just like, why are you wasting your time? That's how I'm thinking. Like, at no point ever has you replying to an internet comment made someone have a change of heart. That's just not how it works. When people are going to be shitty to you, people are always going to be... Like, the internet is... Brother, you've been doing this for 20 years. How do you not know this? People are always going to be angry with you. Always. Always, bro. You just have to go and just walk away. You know? And hang on. Now, just to clarify, right? He actually added more to this comment, but for some reason, I can't choose read more, right? Yeah, delete the comment or don't reply. But like, so I actually screenshotted this comment because this is the comment I wanted to talk about the most, chat. But I screenshot it on my phone because for some reason I can't view all of it here. I think I did, so I'm gonna post it on my phone so we can see the rest. All right, let me get up. Yeah, because the comment is a lot longer, but like again, it gets cut off. So here's the rest of it, chat. So again, just to clarify, because I is the last part we saw here. Was it because I is here? So this is the same comment, chat. This is the same comment. 4 likes, the same comment. I thought I both proved that to you. Because I don't think that'll go well with you neither. Don't bother making such comments. You'll be wasting your time. Aren't you wasting your time by replying to these people though? Like, whose time is really being wasted? Think about it. If 10 different people take 1 minute out of their day to leave you a comment, and you reply to all of them, 10 people have collectively wasted 10 minutes, but you yourself have wasted 10. Does that make sense? For every individual person, it was just 1 minute of their day. For you, it was 1 times the 10. So, like, if we're doing the maths just doesn't check out, broski. You know? It just doesn't check out. What are we doing here, lad? And don't try to spin it around and tell me that it's about 1 minute. Look, he's even doing the math. Sorry, I didn't read the rest. Shit. And don't even try to spin it around and tell me about a 1 minute to comment on here. Spending about a minute to comment on here once a week is somehow proof that I'm spending all my time replying to people and haven't moved on. Even though anyone with half a brain could look at all the videos I made and realize this isn't the case at all. Firstly, you're hoping that people have half a brain, which is insanity. Expecting the YouTube comments after you've been a content creator for more than a decade is insane. That is an insane statement to make, right? Because for me, I assume the YouTube comments are idiotic until proven not. You know, for me, I work in the reverse. If I see default profile picture, all caps, bad faith, I'm just like, typical, you know? When I see something about like Matthew Smart, I'm like, oh, hello, I've got a Matthew Smart comment in my comment. Oh, what's the occasion, you know? For me, I assume the reverse. Because YouTube comments killed my grandma. Thank you. It's like, stupid until proven innocent. Thank you. That's how I think of it. I think stupid until proven smart. Or Matthew Smart in this case, right? They use that. Thank you, Nesta Second, for becoming a member, brother. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, brother. So yeah, I'm just like, go, like, you've been at this for 20 years. You're like at least 30, right? You're like at least 30, brother. Do you know what I mean? You've been doing this for a while. Like, do something else with your time, brother. Do something else. You have to. Like, you just have to, right? You just have to. So what I'm telling you is that, even without the slander, go start a family slander aside, right? I'm telling you from the eyes of a viewer, and some people in my chat, I didn't show the chat, but some people in my chat also said they agree. It is just a bad look, you know? It is just a bad look. Does that make sense? It might not make sense to you, but I'm just telling you how it is.
Ghost emoji. Ooh. You will glaze me. Ghost emoji.
Shut up, man. That's the last time I do that, okay? Thank you for the turn. But I'm just telling you, that's just how it looks. And again, some people are agreeing with me. I'm not saying you don't disagree, but I'm sure there's some people that might not necessarily agree with that take, but I'm telling you that's just how it is. From the outside looking in, you just look like you have no time on your hands and you're just replying to all the comments. Is there any more that you replied to? Again, like, why would you reply? I just don't know why you'd reply to these guys. I don't know why. And it's like that dislike. I'm guessing they're pointing out the dislike ratio. The diss comments on this video is getting more pathetic by the day. It's emblematic of this site as a whole. It's YouTube comments, bro. Are you expecting the halls of Oxford? Brother, what are we doing here? Mr. Git, my fella. Something's got to give. Something has got to give, fella. Do you know what else is getting more pathetic? Something has got to give, brother. I'm telling you. This is just not a good look. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, from one content creator to another, I know what this looks like in terms of a viewer, which is, it looks like these people are in your head rent-free. And as a content creator myself, who, while I'm not big, I've started to get these kinds of comments. I just either ignore them or delete them, right? Because I know replying to them just makes me look like they're living in my head. That's what will always be perceived as, you know? Why is this Git replying? That should be the real name of the guy's channel, right? And there's got one of, if not the most shit takes about Undertale I've seen. It might be your opinion, but your opinion is absolute dog shit. You should have kept it to yourself. That's my opinion. The guy who made this comment is called Puppet Master 3765. This guy is 10 years old. He's literally he's a FNAF child. What are we doing here? Brother, I would see FNAF profile picture and I'd be like, this is a child. This is obviously a child. I have evidence here that it's a child. And I would delete the comment. You are arguing with presumably a 14-year-old when you reply to this. That's all I'm saying. So when you say, maybe I would care about you, what kind of, it wasn't even a good comeback neither. 0 out of 10. Because my rule is, chat, if you are gonna be an idiot and reply to the comments, at least give us some capital Z zingers. You know what I mean? What was it? Well, maybe I'd care about your opinion if you said it's like, didn't even hit the net. You know what I mean? You lost to a 12-year-old, bro. A FNAF child. He's probably kicking his feet right now watching the latest Game Theory. Do you know what I mean? Or at least he was back when that was a thing. Do you know what I mean? And again, this was 7 years ago. Hop off. You should listen to Persak. You should listen to him. You should have. At this point, this video is all about his personal opinions on the game. Maybe that's why I called. Again, I don't know what. Whatever. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm gonna be honest. I just don't get it. See, I didn't need to watch a second to this. Like, I'm surprised you didn't comment on this. But these are the kinds of comments you could just delete. You know what I mean? I can't say anything about SJW's frothing. I can't stop frothing at these comments. Oh man, please stop using the word opinion. It's hoping there's gonna get solid facts on why he doesn't like the game. Crazy chat. Huh? It's not his opinion. It's just facts. Oh, hang on. Look, someone added you. You suck. Chat. I'm gonna move the chat, guys. Look at this. You suck. And he replied. What is happening? Seth Reese, much love for the Moscow night, brother. I got a new video in the works. You're gonna get to see it a bit early. What did he reply though, chat? What did he reply? Hang on. Oh my god, I wanna make a predict. Hang on, chat. It's gonna be, I don't suck, you suck, or something lame like that. It's gonna be, no, it's gonna be something like that, isn't it? And you swallow. Oh my, hang on, wait for it, hold. Ah! I don't. Oh man, we called it. We fucking called it, didn't we? Jesus Christ. You're a grown man. You're a grown man. Stop, please. For the love of God, please stop. Or don't. This is making for great cinema. I'll be honest with you. This is making for great cinema. Oh man. Any more you reply to? Oh, hang on. Honestly, kudos for you to keep it. He hearted this, by the way, guys. Remember, kudos for keeping this real. The average YouTuber is in this conformist era, which see people get upset and react by deleting controversial posts, uploads of fake ass apology. Guys, imagine if I was like this. Chat, no, be for real for you, restricted. Imagine if I was like this. Imagine every time I had like a wild take, I'm like, oh, I'm so brave. You guys are trying to catch some. Okay, yeah, pull up.
Don't remember why Siskit to be this immature.
You don't remember, no? Is it your go? Is it your go, Rend, yeah? Your go washed.
Weekly, he went, I am not a moron.
I am not a moron. This is another archetype of comment that if I was to like get, I would just want to die. It's like, I'm not brave, chat. I am not brave for having takes that I stand by. I'm just giving my opinion, which I say with my chest because I know I thought about it. I don't deserve anyone saying, you're so brave for this, Musty. No, I don't want that shit. Get at it. That's so cringe. It's actually unbelievable. And it makes me cringe anyway. I don't know, man. Would delete that guy. You are, thank you, Sugar. I'm so brave. I'm so brave for standing up for Nintendo. Unreal, brother. For talking about that, hang on. There was some fake ass apology about how they've grown up as a person and all these other buzzwords, all for petty approval, of course. But you don't give a damn if people decide to get offended. Your channel feels like one of the last active remainders of the good old days of the internet in a way. Get the just go. Holy Gluck. Holy Gluck, man. Holy. Brave so much. I commented on Nintendo's practice. Unk status indeed. I'm finding it funny that this guy only replies to comments of annoying 8-year-olds whose entire argument is I hate you, and then don't reply to people that actually have fair arguments. Just saying, because after all, I'm just a dumb Undertale. Real! Actually real! Supreme Blade 101, real! And he replies, chat. What does he say? And what exactly is the point of your comment? Well, the point of your comment is that you literally replied, hang on, where was it? You literally replied, I don't suck. But I imagine when people in the comments are like, I actually think your take on Undertale really isn't that good. No replies, I'm imagining? That's what I imagine his point is. Oh, here it is, okay. Just a useless put down towards me instead of anything about the video. Yes, that does make me look like a bad Undertale fan. No, he was actually just pointing out something that, from my observation, literally, chat, we've been watching it, chat. From our observation, it's true. You're literally replying to the shit comments. I've not seen you reply to a single comment of someone going, I actually disagree with you because this is it. And you're going, oh, that's actually fair. Like, I sometimes do that. If someone, like, gives me some criticism or, like, offers their take, I'll be like, oh, that's interesting. Here's my, you know? You've not done a single one of those. You've just been, like, literally going after children. And hey, listen, you're talking to me. Sometimes I like just pointing out someone typing some dumb shit in my chat, going, and then timing them out for like 10 seconds. It makes for good content. It makes for good cinema. But when you're doing it here in this comment section of a video 10 years ago, sorry, 8 years old, sorry, it just looks like, go start a family, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, go start a family, lad. Come on. All he did by replying to this comment is prove the comments, but exactly. If I reply to what you call the fair arguments, you'll say I can't accept criticism because I didn't, and you made this comment instead. Who? Hang on. So you're basing whether you reply. Hang on.
You need to get over
I'll let the dono go. All right, and then I'll reply.
How do I look, yellow
Okay, Apollo. Thank you so much, Slurpee. I appreciate that, man.
Donating to say your vids have been a wonderful source of entertainment while recovering from my.
Oh shit! I hope you're getting better, man.
All good now.
You all good now?
W surgery, one of my new favorite.
W surgeries in the chat, guys. W surgeries. Thank you so much, Slurpee. I'm glad you're feeling better. Okay, take it easy. Do you know what, guys? Just for Slurpee, new Sir Moresty video tonight. Okay, I will. Backseat Sakurai live stream. The live stream thing will go up on the second channel. Just for Slurpee the dog. Just for the W surgery games. I am a man of the people. I am so brave. I am so brave, chat. I am so brave. Anyway, what was I going to say to this? I was going to say, I replied to what you get. So for me, like, as a content creator, why are you basing whether you reply off something off of what people will assume in bad faith? Does that make sense? Like, say, for example, me, when someone goes, Musty, I disagree with you because and I reply, oh, that's interesting. If someone was looking at me in bad faith, they'd say, oh, look at Musty, can't take criticism. He has to defend himself in the comments. I don't care what that hypothetical bad faith person has to say about me. I care what the person who I replied to thinks of my comment, which is most likely going to be like, oh, it's pretty cool that you replied. Does that make sense? I don't care about this hypothetical person you've literally just made up. You've made up someone to get mad at. Why are you doing this? Do you know what I mean? He's making someone up. Or if I reply to the fair arguments, you say I can't accept it. Who? No one has said that. In fact, if anything, this guy's saying the opposite. He would probably prefer it if you replied to the more reasonable comments. People are not. You're making it up. Personally, chat, I don't know about you. I don't know about any content creators watching. I am never replying to a comment and worrying about the perception of people that will interpret me in bad faith. Those people don't even take up an iota of my brain space. I care about what the person replying to thinks about my reply, which ideally will be, oh, it's quite nice that you replied. Let me reply back. That's what I'm hoping for. Unreal. Unreal. He's making people up. I love when YouTubers can have reasonable debates. Thank you, Dimitri. Thank you so much. I like it. It just makes for more fun conversation. It really does. Like, I'm not going to argue with a hypothetical person that doesn't exist. It makes no sense. I'm too old for this. Like, when I was a teenager, yeah. I used to love fighting in the trenches, chat. I'll be real with you. I'm being honest. I'm not pretending like I'm above it all. I used to be down in the fucking trenches. But honestly, it's just too much energy now. I just don't have the energy for it all the time. So instead, I, leave it to other people. That's how it is. Anyway, no matter what I do, I'll say you're going to have some crappy ad towards because... Again, you're just making someone up. You're just assuming this guy is like a bad faith actor. If I saw a comment like this, I wouldn't assume this guy is a bad faith actor. I just wouldn't. I would assume maybe he's like maybe not being. I don't know. This guy just seems like a comment that he's just a bit annoyed, but isn't a hater of yours. That's what this comment comes across to me as. That's what this. I don't know how you've interpreted it now. You're going to say I have some crappy ad torso because I don't like the game. Of all the comments this video attracts, the comments that try to criticize me as a person rather than the video itself, especially from the stupid, I'm a former fan of yours, even though you've never seen me before, now I hate you morons, is the most irritating. Well, yeah, the people that say I'm a former fan of yours, they are annoying. I've had some of those in mine as well. Yeah, they're annoying, but, like, it's what they say afterwards that matters. Like, sometimes your fans, again, all the time, I imagine it's something you'd probably... should know as a content creator for longest. Sometimes the former fans can be the people that have seen you the most and therefore can give you the most accurate perception of how you look from the outside. Sometimes they can't just be like, oh, Mr. Your content's changed. It's like, have I changed or do you just have different sensibilities now? Like, did Game Grumps change or did I just get bored of their style and just want to watch something else? Like, maybe Game Grumps changed, but maybe just in like 2014 I was just kind of like bored now and I just unsubscribed and moved on to another channel. So you as the content creator have to take that into consideration. If someone like, I'm not going to say Matthew Smart, fuck you Matthew Smart, but if someone like Castform was like like years down the line was like mostly like like I'm more willing to take his opinion into consideration because he's someone who has been watching me for a long time and is able to perfectly see it from the perception of a viewer, whereas I'm never able to do that. It's my content. I'm always going to see it from the perspective of a creator. I'm never going to be able to see what my content looks like from the outside. So having that perception is genuinely quite important. And while there will be some people that are good for that, some people are also awful. So you have to be able to filter these accordingly. It's a skill that you have to learn. Ideally you would have learned, but from the looks of it, I don't think you have. I don't know, man. I don't know what to... I feel like I'm just giving you earnest advice at this point that you probably should have learned by now, but still love you. Hey, does you change? You're not on Twitch stream anymore? Listen, do you know what? Just for you, Tiago, we'll play some marbles later, okay? I'll do 2 streams tonight, okay? You know? I remember when I mentioned that I found it weird to say that Twisted Dimension is boring, but Dolphin Show is good, and despite being a little snippy, you were a little civil. Well, because for me, it's like whenever I see a for me, whenever I see a comment that might look a little snippy, I am far more inclined to give you a good reply and see how you reply back. Because from my again, I'm talking to someone who's been a security guard for like nearly 10 years now, right? I have had many instances where someone's like a little bit snippy with me. I give them the yeah, you know, I give them like, I hit him with a smile, which I hit him with a, and like all of a sudden they're like, oh shit, sorry about that. That's happened so often. Some people don't realize they're like, until like you go, hang on a minute, we'll sort you out, don't worry, you know? And then they're like, oh shit, you know, my bad. Sometimes people are snippy and then you do that and they're still snippy, you're like, okay, you're a cunt. But sometimes some people like, this guy, I would say this guy is being a little snippy. But I'd reply to him in earnest and he'd most likely go, you know? That happens so often, but when you don't touch grass and you're terminally online like this guy seems to be, you don't really realize it. You don't really realize that? Like, yeah, you hit him with the arsehole check, exactly. And you'll find, at least from my experience, if I was to put a ratio on it, I would say like 70% of the time, people like just kind of go, you know, like they kind of realize they're being a bit, and they just kind of temper their expectations accordingly. Like, for example, whenever I'm doing security and I'm managing like a loading bay or a parking area, parking, especially in London, is shit. So like when people like see me like approaching their car when they're about to park, and I'm like, they immediately like want to go on the attack. I'm just like, hey, listen, I'm just here to verify you have a blue badge to park in a disabled bay, bro. If you've got it, I've got no issue with it. And then the moment I say that, they're like, oh, my bad. Do you know what I mean? And like that happens so often. I'm just here to verify the credentials, and then I'll fucking move on. I'm not here to cause you a bad time, but I get some people are blah blah blah. I get it. So you just have to be a little patient with people. You don't owe people loads of patience. Just a little bit goes a long way, chat. That's some good advice from me to you. A little bit goes a long way. Sometimes you have to temper it accordingly. Anyway, see, if I was to get a comment like this, I'd go, oh no, don't tell my dad off me, or like something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm like, oh no, please don't tell her. She's gonna take away my DS. So who is this kid gonna reply to this? How? Let's find out. Sometimes I assume people only act like this to get a part in the new Undertale Defense Force video, but seeing how the fanbase acts sometimes, I would completely buy this is unironic. I'm not sure if I would make more of those videos because some people take this way too serious. Boring. Okay, then stop making those videos then. If you guys don't know, he made videos like called the Undertale Defense Force, where like he just reads like shitty comments from Undertale people, and I'm just like, it's boring. Oh, hang on. He replies again. Oh Lord, chat. Hang on. This is a howler. Chat. This is a howler masterclass. Hang on. No, I asked you to stop hating Undertale. I love Undertale, but no one cares about you. Just cut it out, okay? I don't even care about the Undertale Defense Force. I really like Undertale. I'm not clearly Undertale. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. This is completely ironic. It's the best game ever. Just no one likes you. I would say this person's being ironic. My irony detector is going off. Say the slur? No, I'm not saying the slur, okay? When we play Call of Duty later, I'll say it, okay, maybe me? Don't worry. When people say no one likes me, it actually cheers me up because I think, hey, that's not true. Loads of people love me, and it helps me become more appreciative of the things I have. Fucking Confucius looking ass. Get out of here, man. What? Hey, you suck. Well, it bounces off me and sticks on you. That guy's like, chat, help him. Chat, please help him. Help this man, please. Why are you replying to these people? Stop it, please. Please stop it. It's hurting me now. Oh man. This dude's Scorpion is the OP actually. I don't know. I don't know. Oh man, is there any more? There's gotta be more. Well, honestly, firstly, who is this again? Why did you actually like relist the comments? Was it because I said so on my video? Because like this doesn't make you look better. I'm just gonna put it that way. All right, maybe we should keep him closed again. Maybe because from all I've seen. Oh my god, look. Hang on, chat. Hang on. Oh my god. Hang on, chat, look. Hang on, can we read this real quick, chat? I personally like Undertale and I'm neutral to Deltarune. I'm neutral to Undertale. I think Deltarune is overall more fun, has interesting lore, it's funny, and the characters don't really irk me. I do appreciate the frame of why I don't like X and not X sucks, as it puts more emphasis on why you don't like the thing, and doesn't try to make the person that does feel bad for liking it. A lot of points are made are very valuable. How spare versus kill doesn't really change the difficult. What could have been done better, such as a system. I thought of for an RPG would be beating a foe without violence rolls more money, and violence rolls XP instead, where you choose we have to choose strength or preparation. I also agree that quite a few characters are annoying, but most of the ones you're encouraged to spare are kind of annoying. Medicine X is way better than normal meta, and I feel bad at having to kill some of the dogs, but the game will really guilt trip me for killing Undyne. The monster is probably the most justified defense kill in the entire game. Wow, wouldn't it be nice if you probably replied to something like this saying, maybe I should give, I don't know, maybe I'll give Deltarune a try and see if I like that or something, or interesting comment. You could probably find a way to, like, reply to a comment like this to, like, reinforce that, like, do you see what I mean? It's like, you could have probably, like, had a, you know, respectable back and forth with this person, you know? Does that make sense? Like, this is the kind of comment that I would probably reply to and be like, hey, valid. Personally, like, maybe I'd ask them why they're neutral to Undertale, because I personally really like Undertale. I think I like Deltarune a little bit. I've not really thought about it, to be honest. I just know I like them both. I can't really, you know what I mean? Replying to good comments is woke. True. But like, this isn't a comment where you can, like, I would reply to this comment to encourage more positive discourse. Like, sometimes I reply to a comment even if I don't have much to add. So, like, encourage, like, to make it clear that I will reply to comments. It's just if people are nice and want to engage, I'll reply to comments, you know? Same way I'll heart comments as well that I really found funny too. It's like the kind of discourse you encourage, the kind of discourse you put out there. And I thought as a content creator, you'd know that, but I guess not. Are we going for a third loop of Bravo 6, chat? We're going for a third loop. One more. We'll do one more, and then we'll leave it at that. I feel bad watching his creepy ending videos as a kid. Don't feel bad. If you like the content creator, you like the content creator. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. Like, do I feel bad for watching Game Grumps even though Eager Raptor said the N-word a bunch? No, but it definitely does make me go, oh, that's a shame. It's a shame he was a bit of a questionable fella back in the day, and I can only hope he's changed his ways, you know? Don't feel bad about it. Like, if anything, maybe it comes a bit easier to me because I'm a Kanye fan. So, like, I constantly have to grapple with, the man is a fucking insane basket case, but I'm not gonna lie, man. When fucking Touch the Sky comes on the radio, like, I'm bopping to that like there's no man's tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? I'll never defend the guy as long as I live, but I'm not gonna pretend if Gold Digger comes on, I'm not gonna fucking bop to that. He made graduation. He made graduation, exactly. You know what I mean? He made graduation, guys. He made graduation. A Kanye fan, do you like it? No, I like the music. I don't like him. Like when I say I'm a Kanye West fan, I mean I'm a fan of Kanye West's music. That's probably what I should clarify. I don't like him at all. I think he's an awful man. But so I'm quite separating the art from the artist comes across a bit easier for me. So don't feel just the guy. But yeah, don't feel bad if you like this guy. You know what I mean? Don't feel bad. Don't do that. I like Kanye, not Ye. Exactly. I miss Ye. No, sorry, I miss Kanye, not Ye. Fuck Ye. But yeah, see, this is the kind of comment I would reply to. But instead, what does he reply to, chat? He replies to this fucking dipshit. Kid Pix Superfan. I don't even know what a Kid Pix is. What even is that, chat? Is that some like 2015 Cartoon Network show that had like one good season but fell off? I don't know what that is. Therefore, it has to be someone that's like far younger than me. No. You've been subscribed to me for 5 years and don't seem to realize. Also, whatever you think of the video, at least I tried to give reasons why I dislike the game instead of going, you're dumb, like you have towards me. Just piss off. I have very little patience for your kind nowadays. But you have enough patience to leave a reply. How do you square that one away? You don't have patience, but enough to leave a reply. The cognitive dissonance is crazy. For your kind, also, yeah, very strange. What did you mean by that? What did you mean by that? Get a bit too much libs of TikTok there, huh? Crazy. Oh man. One more, chat. We'll look at one more, and then we'll leave it there. If there even is one more. I'm sure. Like, I say that like there isn't gonna be one more. There's gonna be one more. I guarantee it. Respectable opinion. Honestly, it seems like 2 years went since I first commented in this comment section. Seems like no one's gonna stop arguing. First, I have to criticize here the fans who seem to be under the age of 10 who think not liking a game is a hate crime and should be punished by international law. And well, again, they're 10. You've answered your. Yes. They're 10 years old. Every 10-year-old has their 9/11. For me, it was not when I was 10, but it was when I was 15, 16, arguing about Pokemon discourse around the time of Gen 5. Everyone has their... Oh, man. I feel like I'm a broken record at this point, chat. Secondly, to create this video, I don't criticize you for expressing your opinion. On the contrary, which I admire, actually. I criticize you for contributing to the comment section, since you're only there to fulfill more fire and more... True! Oh my god! Snowflake. Actually insane. You should have left this comment section and lived on with their life. But no, you have to keep arguing. It's either because you want to keep this comment section alive to feed off the attention, or you're just as childish as the toddlers who you are hating on. My advice, just go and live an actual life instead of thinking you're in a real world with children on the internet. You're accomplishing nothing. Can I get... Actually genuinely solid advice. A bit mean, but genuinely solid advice. How does Git reply? Funny enough, it's the holy and doubt idiots like you that I find the most Oh no. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. Because if you ask me, Musty, and if you got this kind of comment, what would you think? I would say he's being a bit mean here, but overall, he's giving me decent advice. That is how I would square this comment away if I ever got a comment of this type. But instead, he's like, "You're the worst. You're worse than that." I'm like, oh. I barely gave this video a thought. I just reply sarcastically towards people making dumb and rude comments every so often. But you and others many seem to believe I hang around waiting to do so. That's what it looks like. Like, I'm telling you right now, that's what... Chat, help! No, honestly, help. Is that not what it looks like to you? Feel free to say yes or no. If you're asking me, yes. It genuinely looks like you're hovering above this comment section, waiting for people to leave replies, so you can leave a shitty, snarky reply back. That's what it looks like. And listen, if it didn't look like that, my chat would say so. Honestly, it'd say so, but that's what it looks like. We've literally been scrolling, chat. Look, literally. Hang on, where's the comment? Where's the comment? If we scroll scroll a bit. This guy. You didn't reply to people like this guy. But instead you replied to people like this guy who's genuinely trying to help. And you just... It's unreal. It's unreal. That's all I'm saying. I barely get... what's it? You don't know the first fucking thing about me, so how about you keep your stupid presumptions to yourself, God? Again, you've been a content creator for nearly, like, over a decade, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. Is it really, like, if there's one archetypal comment that is, like, a tiny bit annoying, yes, there's people that, like, make blanket assumptions about me without knowing me at all. But that's just kind of, like, what the internet's gonna do. Like, what... Like, what... I don't know what's doing. To be honest, this chat's gonna be a bit biased. Yeah, but I would like to believe that if I was being a bit off the mark, the chat would tell me. Like, don't even, obviously it's my live chat, it's my fan base. Of course, you guys are gonna be like more biased towards me. But I'd like to believe I haven't cultivated a fan base that's like purely willing to side with me just because. There's a couple of people in this community who are willing to like say if they disagree with me, they're like, oh, I think this is this and that, you know? So if someone in the chat genuinely thinks it doesn't come across this way, you can tell me. To me, it comes across as he's just hovering. That's what it comes across to me, you know? Not the worst comment. One more. Last one. I respect you made an actual review. This was a horrible review. This is actually a horrible review. A horrible review. I'll be honest with you. The revolution begins when you say, stand back and stand by, chat. Stand back and stand by. Oh, man. Most people would just say Undertale bad because, yes, the worst possible review you can do on a game. I hate the game because the internet's flooded with a community. Oh, it sucks. You put really good arguments here, even though a person disagrees. No, he didn't. A good chunk of his arguments were... You literally boiled down the tutorial fight to... She doesn't kill you, therefore. What kind of review was that? That is a terrible review. Are you joking me? And then when you said the combat sucks... what would have made it better for me, someone who doesn't play a lot of RPGs, is to compare it to other RPGs where the combat is better. Like, when you say the combat sucks, I'm like, how? And you just move on. I'm like, what a fucking excellent review, right? Excellent, yet shit. I would no 100%. This was an awful review. Awful. Well, bad. I wouldn't say awful. Bad. This is a bad review. I do agree the whole, how can I feel bad after killing someone when he wants to kill me? My first playthrough of the game, I killed most of the characters because I asked myself the same thing. I felt bad only because if you reset the game, they remember everything. Plus, I didn't really get the whole mechanics on how to spare them. Well, I mean, that's kind of your own fault, really. I don't fucking know. Too bad you get so much hate on this video. When a game is really good for most people, some of them just don't get what criticism is and will instantly harass you and think you're the worst person on the planet. Yeah, that's just kind of how it goes. You did a risky move those 7 years ago, and that's why I respect. A risky move, gamers. A risky move. Yeah, let's compare it to the various risky moves in all of history. This is not one of them. I'm going to be honest with you. This is not one of them. Another brave has hit the comment section. Oh, you seem to not give a fuck about this whole thing at all. I wish I could not give a fuck about everything in my life, like just some people, but it's impossible for me most of the time. Well, it's very impossible for Who Is This Kid as well, I'll be honest. So what does he reply? He hearted this. This is somebody he hearted, and what does he reply? I probably do care what people think too much, but I also believe I shouldn't have to cower away when it comes to discussing topics that are meant to be fun, such as differences over video games. So I push myself to speak my mind on certain subjects from time to time. In fact, this is something I champion. This is the exact kind of thing that I champion. If there is something that, quote unquote, shouldn't be said about a video game, I 100% champion the types of people who are just willing to say the things that they want to say, as long as they've really thought about it and they give me the analysis, you know? But you didn't either. You know? You didn't either. What are we doing here? Like that's what disappoints me. It's not that you had like a brave take, you know? It's not that you had a brave take. It's the fact that your review was shit. So even if your review was good, I would agree with you. Yeah, the people disagreeing with you are children and you should ignore them, blah, 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 blah. But not only are there children harassing you, but your review was shit as well. As somebody who watched this neutrally, you know? Like, I went into your video, I don't even know who you are. And I came out that video thinking the review was pretty shit. What does that say about your video, brother? If I can't talk about video games in a frank manner, then what the hell can I talk about them? But as much as I say that, I fear this video has tarnished my reputation in the eyes of some. No matter how many other videos I made before and since that I think they're better, since that I think are better. Yeah, that's why you'd probably be better off. Genuinely, that's probably why you'd be better off unlisting this video and all of your Undertale stuff. I know you're gonna say, "Oh, I shouldn't have to cower," but like, if you genuinely don't want people to perceive you a certain way, just unlist the videos.
I'm back with Honeydew, and we're still here.
Well, thank you for this. We're leaving. Don't worry. Moresty, could you solo Lub his mascot no diff? I feel like I could. Even on a bad day, I could solo his mascot no diff. That's all I'm saying. I could solo no diff. But like, when you say cower away, it's like the implication is that like you're standing tall on a take, and it's like, are you technically doing so? I suppose, but you're standing tall on a mountain of shit. Does that make sense? Like, what I would suggest to you, remake this video and do it better. And then if people still think, then at least I can stand there and go, he was right though. He made a genuinely compelling review. In fact, that's the thing I said about also like Wario Enthusiast, for example, right? His whole idea was he doesn't like Mario Galaxy. I didn't hate his video on principle. I thought the review was, you know, less than stellar, and I think it could have been better, but I don't hate him for saying that take. In the same way, I don't hate you for saying this take. Your review was just shit. That's the issue. That's like 100% the issue, brother. Yeah, he acts like saying you hate Undertale is like activist action, when it isn't. It's just... Anyway. Why care what people think about it? If someone hates another just for video game preferences, they're undeserving of any respects. True! I adore modern Kirby games, even if they're still and boring. Yeah, I watch your videos regardless. I don't have to see eye to eye with someone on every opinion to enjoy their content. 100%. But I've had a bit too many people lash at me for speaking their mind about games, and no matter how much I try and put on the front about it, it can wear me down sometimes. Do you know what I do? Who is this gear? And this is probably this is probably the most realist advice you're gonna get. I have a separate account that I use to browse YouTube. Because what I'm guessing, who is this gear, and I need to be honest. If you ever watch this VOD, I need to be honest with you, okay? I'm sure you've had a moment, and this is the moment I realized, chat, that turned the TV off, like Kendrick said. I've had a moment where I was browsing YouTube on my Sir Moresty account. I saw, oh, the little notification bar went off. Let me click the notification. And it was someone going, like someone leaving me a genuinely shitty comment. And while it took me like a second to delete it and move on, it's still kind of it's still kind of like, even if someone like, I'm using a big example to prove my point, but if someone like shoots you in the arm, let's say for example, the wound healed, you know, no permanent damage, nothing, right? You still be like, what the hell, man? You know what I mean? Like, you still be a little bit like, shit. Like, even if it was like it kind of fucks with it, you know? Oh, I got a better example. Do you know when like a friend makes a joke about you, right? Or a friend makes a statement about you, and I was like, what the fuck? And then they reveal they're joking. Even if you 100% believe they were joking in that statement, like that statement hit a bit too close to home. So you're just like, even if they said, you know, they were joking, you know, they didn't mean 100%, but like, there's still a little bit that's like, you know, like a little bit that's just like, damn, did they really think that about me? Like, you're going to think that a tiny bit. Even if it's just for a fleeting second you move on, you're still going to think about that tiny bit, aren't you? A tiny bit. It's true. That's how it feels, right? So what you can do is you can literally just make another account just for browsing. So that way, I know when I log into Sir Moresty, like, it's literally Bravo 6, I'm going into the Moresty side. So when I see 9+ notifications, I'm scrolling through, I'm giving some hearts, and I see a shitty comment, I knew that when I was clicking on Sir Moresty, I'm here for it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here for the smoke. So when I'm not here for the smoke and I'm on the bus and I'm going to work and I've already had a shit day it is, I just want to browse YouTube and watch my scribbly bimbly, you know? So I would say, honestly, my best advice to you, make a separate account. So that way you won't be weighed down. But what I would say to you also, if I would say this video is not the hill you want to die on. I'm going to be really honest with you. 100% this video is not the hill you want to die on. Because not only does it seem like you're still, well, you've paused the comments now, but not only does it seem like you were still replying to comments when you definitely shouldn't have been, but the review in itself just isn't that good. I would say just remake this video. Like, make it like twice the length, really flesh out your points, and then you can move on. And then that's it, you know? Like, it's very, like, yeah, it's very rare that an individual is unaffected in any way by horrible comments. Yeah, exactly. But like, I know when I'm like logging into Sir Moresty, like, I've got that like fortification up, you know what I mean? I know I'm like, if someone calls me like something, I'm here for it, you know? I'm here for it. I'm here for the smoke. So you do the same thing, brother. So that's your Drama Monday update, chat. That's a Drama Monday update. Final notes for you. Who is this Git? I don't know who you are still, but log off. All right, how about that? Fucking log off, lads. That's the advice I'd give you.
The following day.
So as you guys know, the latest Sir Moresty video was the Undertale one, right? But it turns out last stream, someone notified me in the comments that he did relist the comments. He paused them so they could make comments, but he relisted them so we could read them. And we ended up reading them and laughing. We laughed and laughed and laughed a lot. And then again, jokingly at the end, I'm like, I don't know why you relisted this. This is a bad idea. You should close them again. And gamers, guess what he did? Take a wild guess as to what he did. He closed them! He closed them again! He is literally watching Sir Moresty, gamers. That's proof. I said open them. He opened them. I said, why did you open them? He closed them. Rent-free, gamers. We left rent-free. We won. Get us Undertale bros. We won. We are thwarted. We have thwarted the man himself. The final boss of Undertale haters has been silenced once more. He thought he could come into our domain 8 years later. All of us Undertale lovers. But he's been silenced by the Sir Moresty. I punched up gamers, and boy howdy, I gave him a sure you can that he will never forget. Mr. Gay, if you are watching, which I know you are, honestly, just get offline for the love of God, please. Just get offline. Just get offline for the love of God. You're way too online. But we won. We won, Undertale bros. We won. Best game ever made. Best game ever made. If someone can verify this information, this is way too funny. This is way too funny. If this is true, this is way too funny. Okay, I need proof. If someone can find me proof that he actually said this in a video or a tweet, please show me, because that's too much. He's saying AK is not bait. I requested. I formally requested Raphael Shariah 64 for proof, because I don't believe this. This is too much. This is too much for me. I can believe he opened up his comments and then closed them on my request for some fucking reason. But I don't believe this, okay? I don't believe this in the slightest. And there you go, gamers. That's our brief Drama Monday update on a Wednesday, okay? That's it. That's all the drama you're getting today. That's all the drama you're getting, okay?